me. Like Cleopatra, Joan of Arc, or Aphrodite. There it is. Yeah. No, it's just too little, too late. Come with me, stay the night. You say the words, but boy, you don't feel right. What was the other one? The one I was singing, duh. What's that guy's name? No, it's so high, duh. She's blood, flesh and bone, do-do-do. No tucks or silicone. She's touch, smell, sight, taste, and sound. We'll give it a shot. Okay, I spiraled my bullet rating a little bit. I am convinced speed chess players, I mean, their ratings are the same, but there are more quality speed chess players out at night, and or they are more focused at night. So that plays into it. But also after work, I really shouldn't play unless I have a clear plan. I got my bullet rating back within like 3 wins of its peak. I was at 2052, I think. I got it to 2074 prior, which is my actual peak. And I'm like, I should really get serious about my routines. But I didn't. One loss turned into a lot. I ended up back down to 1,700 something. But I am definitely a 2,000 level online player in all time controls, so I'm getting it back quickly. I find speed chess valuable. At least it can serve a purpose for chess improvement. And I'm going to show that. Mainly, analyze every single game. And kind of like freestyle chess, in bullet, if I'm actually trying to improve and not just get my rating high, which I'll hit that level, which is around 2,000, where I won't be able to screw around much. Throw a pawn at him. There's a free pawn. It'll cost him a little bit of time to have to figure out why is he giving me a pawn. It's really not the right way to play, but then you're going to see different stuff happen that you've probably never seen before in a chess game. Then you analyze it, especially for tactics. It's really good. Share my last 2 games. Reply to my challenges. Then I'm going to eat my Taco Bell before we play for real. Bailey resigned. Okay. I would have resigned earlier. No offense, Bailey. Love Bailey. Okay, my last. Hands up in the air. I just want the baddest in the world right here on my lap. No, I don't. Because the baddest hoe in the world on a man's lap would certainly hinder his ability to calculate. I'm assuming Big Sean is not a chess player. But now it's another song I want to know the chords to. My brain does this at night naturally. It'd be scary to imagine what might happen to my brain if I did hard drugs. And some of this is just a fast game, and some of it I am trying to do what I mentioned, which is throw stuff in weird places. Which one with the rook check? Yeah, you want the rook check. That's fine. And this is good by me. You can't do that. C-mate, that's one of my weaknesses I mentioned. I need to C-mate and execute the fastest mate. That will become important when I'm not smoking a lesser talented opponent. My rook's going to cover my bishop nicely. Why am I using my laptop? It's my mouse. Come on now. I need to get a gaming mouse. I figured I was done playing video games around age 22, but here I am. So my rook is going to protect my bishop, which is the only purpose of serving as that, I guess. And my knight is protecting my rook. My knight is finished. So that's a good mate to look at if you are in the intermediate ranks. It's not like you couldn't see it with time, but a lot of these types of learning opportunities happen. And in my opinion, it does very little good for new players or even beginners to intermediates to watch a lot of top-level play, aside from to appreciate how amazing they are. Aside from hitting a baseball, chess being played at the top level is the most impressive thing, the most impressive endeavor in all of sports. After hitting a baseball, there is no close second. Hitting a baseball, golf is hard, and I'm not saying golf isn't hard. And of course, everything has, every skill has different things that are necessary to master it. Hitting a baseball when there is no close second. Chess is number 2. But as a beginner watching my games, but even better, the top players, because even top players are human. So if you watch them, it'd be interesting to see what some of the better speed chess players in the world think. But I would estimate my bullet chess ability, if you put me against a person playing rapid. So I was playing my 60 seconds, and they had their 10 minutes. I would say my accuracy, overall strategy, as a bullet player playing someone with a rapid clock, I would have to think I could play with 1400s. I watch 1400s every now and then. One of my competitors, her name's Emily. And I'm just interested. I don't mean competitors. I mean, I don't really care. It's not like I started as a kid. I'm not going to be a grandmaster or anything. But I want to know how good an adult can get. And unfortunately, I started too late. I'll end up being very, very good because I'm obsessive like that. And I'm willing to isolate for prolonged periods of time to accomplish my goals. But I want to find someone who is very intelligent, ideally worked in tech, poker, or was a quarterback in football. Those are the 3 careers that most relate to chess, that would have trained the same parts of their brain in a different way, but you're still developing those parts of your brain. Software engineer or quality engineer in software. Quarterback, poker player. I think in that order. If I was trying to build a grandmaster out of an adult who never played chess before, you're literally teaching them how to move the pieces like I learned at age 25, let's say. I'm 30 now. COVID lockdown was a weird thing and a huge hindrance. Though I never would have played at all had it not been for COVID. But if I had to bet money on You give me any adult with infinite resources, or at least enough to travel and play chess and have a coach and all that shit. I'm going techie, quarterback in football, maybe middle linebacker, but definitely quarterback. Poker player. And like I said, I think if you gave me 60 seconds, I could beat 1,300 to 1,400 level online players. It's online rating. I'm only like 1,500 to 1,600 over the board right now, which is in part because I played so much more online. You gotta break the bad habits, improve my openings. It matters a lot more over the board. But if I as a 2,000 rated player in Bullet could play with a 13 to 1,400 player, and he or she has 10 minutes, I have 1 minute, I would say I'm positive grandmasters, especially the ones that are better at speed chess, would never lose to me if I had 10 minutes and they had a minute, which means online rating, I would say the best speed chess players in the world could still beat a 2,400, somewhere between 22 and 2,400. The reason I hesitate is they do that handicap sometimes with the streamers who either were really good title players and they just decided to stop. It wasn't worth it. They grew up, just wanted to contribute to chess via entertainment, content, instructional videos. Or they're still trying to be grandmasters like Levy, Rosman, and Eric. But like Levy, Rosman, and Eric would beat any grandmaster if they had that much more time, I think. The videos I've seen with like Alexander Botez against Dana Naroditsky, and when the three girls, the one I saw was, I think it was Dina, her sister, and Alex. There was another one with Anna. But the thing is, they're not even close, really. And if they are close, or if they draw or win against the grandmaster, that's 3-on-1. It's a lot to think about. And I think they have a handicap of some sort besides just a 3-to-1, maybe not. But if only one of them can beat them, and you're trying to overload the grandmaster, there's a lot of strategy there. Because not only does the grandmaster have to play three, they're still good chess players, so they no strategy. So they're trying to play three different types of games. So the grandmaster has to go back and forth between possibly a closed game, an open game. There's a sacrifice. It's unbalanced. No castle, but you could really screw with them a lot, and they don't lose. So that, to me, that's almost more annoying than a time handicap against one person, and they don't ever beat them. So if they can't beat them, and most of those girls are like 2,200, I don't know what Andrea Botez's rating is, somewhere between 2,200 and 2,400, and the grandmaster doesn't struggle. So yeah, maybe around 2,400, a rapid 2,400 online would begin to have a chance against the grandmaster if that grandmaster played Bullet around 2,400 online, or let's say 2,000 over the board. That's my guess. But that would be good for me to watch those games, because I can't really understand unless I have a whole day to dedicate what they're doing. In classical games, it's just too much, and it's never going to happen at my level. It's never going to be needed. And the positions usually don't come up the same way either at the advanced intermediate level over the board. There's still mistakes. They're just not as easy a spot as they used to be. Grandmasters don't really make obvious mistakes ever. So if I watched the very best speed chess players in the world, it still wouldn't be close to my level of play in classical time control, but it would have a lot more similarity to where it could be valuable. And I hope that this offers the same benefit to newer athletes. Okay, so that was my most recent game. Yeah, and sometimes, like, if there are ever any decent players that watch my stream, thank you. No offense to my chess army. I don't mean that you're not good or don't have potential. Yeah, I'm not looking. Terrible job. But I mean, like, seasoned athletes that would beat me blindfolded. None of my army's gonna beat me blindfolded. But a lot of times, I'm surprised. But the earlier on in the game, if I mess up, I probably am just screwing around. Screwing around because I want to see something different. I want to see new positions. I don't even know what I want to see. I just know I don't want to see the same shit. I'll start to get less weird and less risky as I get closer to 2000. But until then, I can screw around quite a bit. Okay. Hello, viewer. I'm going to enjoy my Taco Bell before we get started. While I eat, I saw this video. Kind of interesting.
Who is it? These are some of the young progressives in the party on who should lead Democrats.
Not Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer sounds like a moron. I don't know the guy. Yeah, he actually, for a politician, I've always been able to tolerate Chuck Schumer. Of course, I was young. And him and Pelosi are going to die in office. Shit. Go be a grandpa. What kind of sane person wants to keep doing that? Joe Rogan said it best. They've had their asses kissed, they've had their bags carried, and they can't let it go. There's no other reason. Especially these days. Gen Z will shoot your ass. Luigi joke, get it? But Chuck Schumer, everything Trump does, I think before he does it, Chuck was talking shit. You are a prisoner, Donald. Yeah, because you bent the system and did everything that millennials and Gen Z hate. You went out of your way to do the things that we were already annoyed by, the reason we already don't like politics. And you went out of your way to go after him and use all those things that just make us go, this is why we think you're stupid. And then see, you are a criminal because we said so, because the system said so. And the system. You know, people might believe in the system if you would shut up about it. Let it run its course. Good God. Innocent until proven guilty. I had a conversation with my friend on our monthly call. America got weird. But there's no debating. America's the best place to live, the most freedom, least likely to not get an opportunity. I'm not saying it's perfect, but there isn't racism or problems. But America is by far the number one choice for people around the world that are in a bad situation. Like America, I want to live in America. And it's still really fucked up where it was before President Donald J. Trump came in with a Superman cape to save America and rescue democracy. My opinion, he's a Nazi. Yeah, so is Sydney Sweeney. Shut up, liberals.
I really like AOC. Unfortunately, I would like to see her stand and be more vocal about Palestine. But other than that, I really think that she should be the leader of the Democratic Party, as she is a Democratic socialist. Being also a young person, a young voter, a college student, seeing people like Zohran Mamdani, AOC just gaining so much more footing and so much more recognition in the policy field is very empowering.
I think candidates like Zohran Mamdani and AOC are really inspiring to see. Someone like Mamdani, a Muslim like me, and Zainab here, it's so inspiring to see. And so I think that someone like that in 2028 can carry a lot of momentum. I think people are so excited.
So it goes back, Lawrence, to our point earlier about nothing's changed, no lessons learned. Right. It's resist Donald Trump and move as far left as possible in the Democrat Party. AOC and others seem to be still getting the attention.
Yeah, and that's where all of the energy is for them. Look, losing stinks. It's the worst. And when you lose, everybody's a loser. You know, you look backwards and you see Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, and they're both losers. And you start seeing them start like carping back and forth. And then you look forward and you have AOC and Mamdani and others who are part of the truly radical, crazy left-wing fringe of the party that, you know, say what you want to about somebody like Nancy Pelosi. She was very effective at keeping the fringe part of her candidate, of her party under wraps. As she kind of rides off the sunset, Chuck Schumer is left. He doesn't know what to do. He has no ability to keep this fringe under wraps. And that's where all the energy is. That's where all the excitement is. The problem is when you get outside of the party, there isn't a broad, widespread general election support for this crazy nonsense. Full-blown communism here in New York City.
Well, you're right, Charlie. I think what this new generation of socialist Marxists,
I like their voice.
what they do very well is they diagnose
You're
the
right,
problem
Charlie.
very well. When they talk about affordability and they say, you know, you should, the quality of healthcare, even what's happening in Gaza, they say the children should not be dying. Of course, they don't say Hamas is responsible for a lot of the deaths there. Many of their solutions are so jacked up, but they do a great job in telling the American people, I understand your pain. Kind of, in effect, like Donald Trump, addressing the working class, people that feel forgotten in America. His solution is different. Bill Maher has a warning for the Democrats. So, okay, yeah, these young people are crafty. They are inspirational. But if you run these people, the GOP will win the next election.
Don't poke the bear.
Do you think that he would have the power and influence to be able to, like, usher in socialism?
He definitely has the power and influence to elect J.D. Vance or whoever is the Republican candidate next time. It is a walking commercial for the Republican Party
I think
nationally.
the Republicans are going to.
When you let the Democrat socialists, and now they're actually calling themselves socialists, when you let them take over a major American city, this is what you get.
You know, if you're engaging with a psycho who all they care about is controlling you, they're very good at diagnosing problems. Yeah. They're very good at figuring out what your weak points are. And that's, I would argue, what a lot of these people are doing.
That's right.
They recognize that if you can focus on these problems, then you can, use that dissatisfaction to gain power for yourself.
right.
When I see it, and I don't think
I like Bill Maher. It's funny too. I had an interesting thought. As 9/11 is approaching. I was in my Aunt Shelley's first grade class when 9/11 happened. I would have been, I guess, 6 years old. Yeah, 2001. 6 years old. At first, all we knew is planes flew into the Twin Towers. And kids, especially kids who didn't grow up in very, very rough situations, generally speaking, go Salem, Missouri. We didn't understand. They killed people. They killed someone's mommy. It's not okay to kill ever, but for no reason. They just killed them for fun. And that would have been mine and most of my generation's first introduction to terrorism. Because, of course, you don't study history that in depth for several more years. I probably ate breakfast with my Mimo and Dad, and he might have gave me the rundown, reiterated how grateful we are to live in America. But not all other places in the world have that luxury of usually being free, not having to worry about going about our day-to-day lives. After September 11th, 2001, I heard about 9/11 once a year. And when I was in school, we paid a tribute of some sort, usually, whether it be a moment of silence or our principal might have said a few words over the intercom. Keep families who were affected or lost a loved one in your thoughts, as this is a tough time every year for them, and it always will be. And then until next year, another 365 days. Wasn't thinking about it. Not because I'm heartless, because I remember what it was like to not have iPhones. The iPhone came out probably my 8th grade year or so. I remember having a BlackBerry in junior high. I don't know what year the iPhone came out. And of course, the iPhone didn't have TikTok and all these apps when I was a kid. The generation below mine, Gen Z, and especially Gen Alpha, have not went to school one day without access to an iPhone. Some of them the kids who are coming up right now, they can use ChatGPT before they can even speak well. They have a TikTok account before they can write their alphabet. So, 9/11. They know what it is, but they don't just know what it is. At recess, when they're in elementary school, hey, man, hey, yo, Jimmy, Susie Q, yo, gather, start the basketball game. If they still play basketball, I think they just sit around and watch TikTok. I know teachers keep them in line, just joking, guys. Yo, these terrorists took over these planes and fucked up these buildings. What? No, what happened? 2011. Look on TikTok right now. TikTok.
I threatened to hit a
TikTok.
prosecutor.
TikTok. Hey, the pancake theory? What's the pancake theory? What, they're talking about the jet fuel? And the jet fuel wouldn't have been hot. George Bush is a liar. I don't believe that. I don't listen to him about anything. But that's what's happening in schools now. And then another influencer puts his or her spin on it, and they can get every angle of every bad thing to have ever happened in history. So, before their brain is developed, they have enough life experiences and maturity to understand life's not always fair. To understand you can't just do whatever you want in business. You have to make money. You have to do hard things. Before they are ready for that, they have the internet. So if they have any kind of guidance at all, we are all taught, turn the other cheek, treat others as we wish to be treated. They didn't do that. They broke the rules, and now I'm angry. That corporation said, we value our people. But I saw that lawsuit. They even lost it. And look at the lies. A corporate lawyer, we're just following the law. We're bending it in our favor, maybe. But you're liars to them because they're kids, and they see it all. So by the time they're graduating high school, I expect they will have less extreme attitudes, but similar views as Luigi Mangione. More similar, aside from the violence, to thinking like Luigi. I like saying Luigi. Always have since Super Mario. They will think more like him, aside from the murdering component, than they do almost every boomer who works in corporate America. And you can roll your eyes. Oh, you don't know what we went through. Be tough. You can roll your eyes. But when you relive everything and you know everything at a young age, I like it. It's not sustainable. to listen to Dean Withers or some of those 20-year-old liberals that think they know it all. It's not going to work. You have to make money. Everyone has feelings. You can't just cater to certain groups because historically, generations ago, white people were mean to them. You can't do that. It's not going to work. You can't let everybody come in. There's no point of a country if so. But I believe that's in large part why they think the way they do. And I've always said, since corporate America, you can take a nice person and you can make them a little bit meaner. You can teach them some structure. Hey, we do have to make money. That's not your problem. Get it? But you will not take a monster and make them give a shit about people. So I prefer Gen Z. Alpha and future generations be woke, be super kind. And maybe you can teach them to be realistic later. But you can't do it by ignoring, by talking down, by assuming things about them, by taking the approach in business. We will get people who think like us. And if that's 2, we've got our leaders. If that's 100 that see the vision, then fine, they'll compete for it. But we've got to get rid of it. No, all of the younger generations will say, it wasn't a grand idea to hand kids full access to the internet at such an early age. The only dumber idea would be to judge, mock, and criticize them for thinking exactly how you would had you grown up with TikTok and during COVID lockdown. In political rant, let's play some chess. Oh, and AOC. I don't have a problem with AOC. 2028, give it up. If I were President or Vice President Vance or whoever is competing for the Republican nomination, I would simply show up drunk. I know J.D. Vance's mom struggled with addiction. I don't mean to make a joke about that. I would show up just piss drunk, smoking a joint. Man, he's not going to take this seriously. See, we need to go back to some structure. See, Trump was too much. Hey. I'm only high as a kite because I'm here to introduce Allison Phillips, the mother of Laken Riley, who had to attend the trial of Jose Ibarra. Miss Phillips, the floor is yours. Whoa. And Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi will be rolling over in their graves by then. I think Chuck will make it. Nancy might not. Whoa. This is not a campaign. This is not allowed. This is not allowed. What's happening? My daughter was ruthlessly murdered. She was just about to start her life, dating, become a mom. And she wasn't just in a car wreck. She was assaulted by a man who walked the fuck in. Vote Republican. That approach would win in 2028. Don't say a word. Show up intoxicated and just let the stories flow. The Democrats were that ignorant to piss on the American flag. We don't have any soldiers in a war zone right now. And then a viral clip. What the fuck do you think this is? What does she think we're doing here? Are we having a tea party? What? Can you imagine being a soldier and someone that is possibly going to run your company being that moronic? Oh my gosh. And that's why they got smoked. You can't let her go on Joe Rogan. They were right. They picked the wrong candidate. If you can't let her go on Joe Rogan these days, that's why Donald Trump beat your ass, of the many reasons. She can't talk. You got to softball her questions or she's fucked. She won't impromptu anything. We don't know who she is. That's not a candidate these days. I'm not saying I'd vote for a woman. I wouldn't vote for a woman. I would vote for a woman, especially if that woman were running against the likes of Kamala Harris. That was awful. Now in 2032, Democrats, America will still be bruised, but without permanent scars, aside from, the moms of young girls who got raped and murdered by illegal immigrants who blocked the fuck in. And in 2032, we will have great candidates. And onward, I think. Because Biden had dementia, which happens as you get older. It's not his fault. He's not a bad person necessarily. He had dementia. Most powerful man in the world had dementia, and we're letting him run the country. When I'm that old, someone come play checkers with me because I'll be done playing chess. That's for sure. And I don't need the keys to nuclear weapons. Well, but Trump is unstable. Let's just let terrorists have nuclear weapons. Well, but Obama was checking them. Obama was keeping them in check. Hey, we're going to come audit you. We're going to come audit the terrorists. Now, not that everyone in certain parts of the world is a terrorist just because they live there. But we'll be here on this day, at this time. Which facility? In what order? Hey, hide the fucking nukes. America's coming. Bring the toys out tomorrow. They're not scared of you. But diplomacy. Let's play some chess. All right. I ran my mouth plenty. I had to play my iPhone. I'm just too slow on the computer right now. I don't know if it's because of my mouse situation, meaning I don't have a gaming mouse. I don't really know what's happening. But I always lose on time. Ooh, I can take that pawn. When I play on, what's that garbage? No, you can't do that, right? No, you can't do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shit. That was poorly played by you. Very poor. No! See, this is the life of a bullet chess player. It's a very sad existence. Go! Why do I even think that's okay to do? Is it because it's 3 a.m. and I'm playing chess again? In a booth alone? Could be why. Yeah. Because I saw that, but then you just chase it. Okay. See, but it just always stay focused on speech because I'm just gonna give it right back, apparently. So what are you doing? And this is the top. Oh man, this is the top. This is the top like 0.8% of online athletes. This is why I really wish there were a chess club in at least every major city in America. We're gonna get hosed by India. We're gonna be begging. We're gonna be begging Indians of my generation to run for office in America. Hey, we know you haven't lived here, you haven't paid your dues, but you know you just kind of solve problems better than Americans right now. Yeah, because they take care of their chess people, and we don't, generally speaking. And don't get too excited. That's a psychological issue there. Not like I'm nervous. I mean, it's online chess. I don't care. But I'm assuming I've got it won, and in speed chess, time is so much more valuable. So I'm just in that mindset of I got to make some moves. I got a big advantage. Don't run out of time. Don't get in a situation where you have to scramble at the end. But it's not one. I mean, approach it like that with pieces. Or with pawns, not pieces. So if you win in bullet chess, I think, like if you win a piece, as long as you don't get the piece back, you can do whatever you want. But don't lose time. Don't give the piece back is the only rule. So you can be crazy like I was doing. You can be too fast, but just be careful with your pieces. If you lose a pawn, yeah, it's not ideal, but it's not worth the time spent to keep that pawn if you have to think about something. But I gave back a piece if the opponent played properly. You can't do that. Like I said, this is the top 0.1 or 0.2% of online. Yeah. And when I get to my peak, I'm about 99.5 to 99.6 percentile, which is well into the 2000s. Is it tab in this? The creme de la creme and it's filled to the brim. But you should still go be with him. I can't hold your hand this time. I can't fold my plans this time. I'm about to hit the cut and get smoky. Hit a couple spots where they know me. I'm not a visit to your mommies. Got a couple mommies on call asking about me. Ask about me. I apologize for making you feel special. Hey, maybe proof inside blood vessels. Don't be so naive. Don't get in your feelings and try me. I'm the cream of the adult chess crop. Play like the top 1%. Nothing's left to be spent. Call your brothers, call the guys. We are the champions. Setting it off again. Hey, we on fire. Get up, stand up. Here's a, yeah, we on fire like that. Oh, that's a good song too, man. Everybody knows she's a perfect 10. And I'm hanging on tight till the whole thing ends. New York sky don't get much brighter. She says, the city on fire. Somebody told me if I'm not careful, yeah, this one's gonna roll me. I got my hands full, this one's gonna own me and control me. I'm so mystified. She got the last train last night, left another note saying, see you next time. Miss me if you don't. This is how I brainstorm, by the way. I use my lives kind of like I use TikTok. I'm running my mouth. It's mostly for documentation. If you want to accuse me of cheating, you're going to watch hours of my content. Hey, that's super suspicious. That's 3 engine moves in a row in a tough position. He's definitely cheating. Is he definitely cheating? 92% sure. I've said there's a good chance I streamed it live somewhere on my YouTube lives. Get to looking. Please subscribe, like, and comment while you're analyzing my chess battles. So it's not that it needs to be organized. I'm not defending myself. I've done nothing wrong. But with all that cheating shit and me not playing chess as a kid, I'm already 2000, which apparently is higher than most adults, though it's not impressive. Well, if I can show you the game and I was talking and I was here and you see me looking at the camera, or sometimes I even flash down to show my dog if she's sitting with me. I don't like the L word, but lawsuit. And since I don't care much about my YouTube lives, I just have to have them. So there's my evidence. I like to plan if I've already had a session where I get all the songs I'm into at the moment or that I've heard at the casino. If I've got them all down on instruments, I will just show up and start going like it's a live performance and then right into my chess. The best content and advice would be to just do whatever you're going to do anyway. So why not just record when I do prep? And that's kind of this, where I've got all those songs. And sometimes that will be sheet music that are in my head and I have to wean them out, which might mean playing every damn one of them. And I'll just record everything. You never know what's going to happen on my YouTube lives. Don't be so nice. All right, let's sing 2 songs, get back to the chess. I can't hold your hand this time. I'm the creme de la creme and it's filled to the brim. But you should still go be with him. Not if you love her. You should make it work. You can see other people. But then you need to get married. No, I'm Jack Harlow. How the hell did you doubt us? Back then it made sense, but it's like, now what? And it's funny to do these rap songs because I'm going to go play chess. And not that chess can't be cool, but it's not gangster. That's for sure. Chess is not gangster. Magnus Carlsen is not gangster. And he's the best ever by a long shot. He's still a chess player. He can be a bad boy and stuff, not a G. So why not sing rap music? Irony can be funny. I can't hold your hand this time. I can't fold my plans this time. We about to hit the cut and get smoky. Hit a couple spots where they know me. I am not a visit to your mommy. I got a couple mommies on call. Ask about me. Ask about me. Ask about me. Oh, she ain't got no boundaries. Don't be surprised, baby. Look at where you found me. I'm just as dirty as the shit you see around me. But you can bet they know about us. The circus, it's a show around us. Told me she ain't going out much. You don't want to bring your hoe around us, cause trust. It doesn't sound like someone you should trust in this song. I'm the creme de la creme and it's filled to the brim. It's Pepsi. But you should still go be with him. I can't hold your hand this time. I can't fold my plan. But at one point, in a past time, he did hold her hand. We can change him. We can change it. We can change Jack. We can change Jack. See, I want to know about him before the mysterious asshole phase. I listened to his earliest rap songs. He was like 11. Unless he was married at age 5, he didn't have a commitment phase. Just kidding, Jack. Just kidding, Jack. I'm a big fan. But they hit a cutting and smoky and a couple spots where they know me. I am none of. I apologize for making you spill. I apologize for making you feel special. Oh, 80 proof liquor inside of my blood vessels. Light beams hit off the side of my watch bezel. 22 and popping. I feel like I'm on schedule. Hey, don't be so naive. Don't get in your feelings, then try me. Nothing wrong with a side piece. Unless she's my daughter. Hey, go ahead if you're trying to leave. Cause what's a 9 to a dime piece? A human being, someone's daughter. What's a headache to a youngin' trying to find peace? What's one girl to a couple Siamese? What's a chase when they down to come and find me? Ooh, that's a good line. Never seen her around since she went to Shawnee. Told me this ain't really my scene. Well, baby, this is my party and the drinks all free. So have a good time. It's on me. Why? Because he's the creme de la creme. All right. What we got? I haven't heard this song in years. Probably about COVID lockdown. I listened to some Gavin DeGraw. I don't know if this is in tune or not. There's one thing to be told. These dreams are made to friends can never be bought. Doesn't matter how long it's been, cause we don't know when to quit. Let's start a riot tonight, a pack of liars tonight. In this world, he who stops won't get anything he wants. Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. Take it all, ours to take, celebrate because we are the champ. We are the champion. We are the champions. Setting it off again. Oh, we on fire. We on fire. Running our own campaign. Doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire. We on fire. Get up, stand up, throw your hands up. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we on fire like that. Need to listen to that one. Now I got this in my head too. I reserve the right to do whatever I want on these streams. My Chess Laboratory, I'm gonna do a lot of weird things to get my brain right. That might mean 3 songs, it might mean 1. Yeah, it's I did work in corporate tech for, I guess not quite 4 years, but I interned, so if you count those, it would be 4. And there are a lot of rules, but every now and then you get to edit in a live environment. They wouldn't call it that. And that's the best way to do it, because especially at a big company with everybody playing, man, who knows what the test data is going to look like in a week. That ID could be deleted. That ID could be changed, cloned to something else. Who knows? Just do it live if you know it's going to work, or it's a pretty standard change. But in tech, you have a lot of shit, but classes. I drove people crazy, and I guarantee I still would, because I don't care what they're called. I don't care what the term is. It doesn't matter. Did it work? Well, if you're explaining it to someone new, yeah. But aside from managers and Americans, not to be mean, but H1, there's a lot of self-interest in that H1B program. Very few people really explained it to me because it wasn't good for me to learn. Google the H1B program. So I just figured it out. And a class can be reused. What I knew as a class, what I'm calling a class. And a lot of this stuff I'm doing and how I organize my folders, it's a bunch of classes. I can take it out, use it again later. If I have a video that's short, well, that was interesting. I didn't really have a plan with it, but I know it was about bullet chess. That's a class. It's a class. I can put that shit in a program later. The code is still good, if you will, and add to my video. Don't want to get rid of it. Don't know what I want to do with it. And that's what a lot of my brainstorming sessions are. Edit in a live environment, have some fun with it. Because too many people like me just sit inside and think all day. And I did enough of that in 2020. So I'll do what I feel like. Music relaxes me for chess. But if I'm tired or I'm not playing well, I might play a few extra songs. Who knows? Okay, capo on 4th fret. Three cowboy chords over and over. That's all guitar is. Everybody knows she's a perfect 10. And I'm hanging on tight till the whole thing ends. 'Cause New York sky don't get much brighter. She says she sets the city on. Somebody told me if I'm not careful, well, this one's gonna roll me. I got my hands full and this one's gonna own me and control me. I am so mystified. She caught the last train last night, left another note saying see you next time. Miss me if you don't. You look good in your bed till we meet again. You went through my head. Nobody told me so. Everybody knows she's a perfect 10. And I'm hanging on tight till the whole thing ends. 'Cause New York sky don't get much brighter. She says she sets the city on fire. She sets the city on fire. Burns like a million lighters. I'm going up, I couldn't get much higher. She says she sets the city on fire. New scene, next block. She'll be jaywalking right across while the cops talk. Make you feel like a boss when your eyes lock. And you can't stop staring endlessly. She got the whole thing figured out. Hits me where it hurts, and I know I might be swinging at a curve. I don't mind it though, when the lights are low, she can hit the notes. Wearing my t-shirt, everybody knows she's a perfect 10. And I'm hanging on tight till the whole thing ends. 'Cause New York sky don't get much brighter. She says she sets the city on fire. She sets the city on fire. Burns like a million lighters. I'm going up, I couldn't get much higher. She says she sets. Chasing, I'm chasing. Put my hand in the flame of a flickering lighter. Again and again, I was lucky just to find. Oh, that's what it is. But I don't know if I'm chasing ghosts. Put my hand in the flame of a flickering lighter. Again and again, I was lucky. That's. I don't know if I'm chasing ghosts. I put my hand in the flame of a flickering lighter again and again. No, I don't know. I haven't heard that song in a long time. No, I don't know if I'm chasing ghosts. I feel like he goes up on the last one. Gavin DeGraw, JoJo, and Mike Stud, or Mike period now. Probably my top 3 most underrated artists, or at least artists that famous, really good artists that a lot of people don't know about. JoJo, Gavin DeGraw, Mike Stud. I don't know if I'm chasing ghosts. Put my hand in the flame of a flickering light. Another good song by Gavin DeGraw. I'm talking to you. Oh, oh, oh. Make a move, oh, 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 'cause I'm ready. Hey, we could get it going like 1, 2, breeze. Put up your hands and surrender to me. You know I'm easy to read, and it's all because of you. Now you're giving sexy a whole new name. Hey, what I'm feeling is hard to explain. And it's all because of you. I don't care where we sleep tonight. I don't care if it's in or outside. You know what to do. Make a move. I sent my friends silly videos during COVID lockdown, which a lot of those, probably about a third of them, were chess focused. Only a few of my Snap friends know how to play chess at all, let alone are any good. So they're like, what is he talking about? And I'm just doing these weird, this is how this all originated. You know, first I had to sell my home during COVID lockdown. I just built it. At that time, corporate tech was stable, the most stable profession actually. And now I'm like, what am I doing? Oh, this is weird. Can't go outside. Sold my brand new home. My mom's worried. And every coping mechanism human beings have learned, well, pretty much not available because we couldn't really go outside. I stayed in a hotel, better than prison. And just killed my time and my racing mind with this. And it became music, which would turn into chess, and then I just combined them. It would just be weird, what I call musical rants of me singing and playing instruments and dancing. And then it would be like a serious chess component. And I'm pretty good with tech because I worked in tech for most of my adult life. And then I edited some pretty well. Like, why is Dayton sending us a well-edited Snapchat at 2 a.m. with music and chess and lights and a disco ball? What is? Hey, that's pretty clever. That's a good one. Yeah, a good one. Send me another one. You got it. But I had just a slew of those Snapchats. I actually saved them on a T9 drive so I can throw them on TikTok. My favorite was Somo, which he's older than me. He was getting pretty big when I was in college. But he sings like the most sexual songs. So I made several of his hits about chess. And my favorite remix was, there's a song where he goes, what is it? We can make, we can, take off those heels like you like. Whisper dirty secrets while he's pulling on her hair. I try to say it as like wide and nerdy as possible when I'm rapping or singing sexual lyrics. Well, you don't need me. Candles dripping on your body. This ain't truth or dare. Everybody wonders where we're up to. Baby, dripping nice and low. Beavers fucking running, feel the heat between us two. Oh no, that's Ride. That's not the right one. It was his other one. Show Off. Yeah, that's what it was. It goes, tonight I wanna show off. We gotta take our clothes off. Baby, let me show off. You gon' be the teacher. I have remixed so many. I don't even remember the songs. I just know the way I sing. Pretty lady, come here, baby. I just wanna love your body, right? Thinking maybe I can go crazy, yeah, until the morning light. And you think I'm gonna be talking about sex like Somo is, but I'm playing chess during COVID lockdown alone. Girl, the way you flaunt it, those hips flow like water. Dip below, I watch it. This love hits like rocket ships from outer space. I'm in the highest place with you, and I just wanna show up. Come on, baby, take your clothes off. We can keep on bumping and grinding and loving so wildly. You know I wanna show up. Tonight I wanna show up. Baby, let me show up. I'ma take your legs up and wrap them, then squeeze it and smack it. You know I wanna show up. But instead of that very sexual chorus, I sent my friends me with a chess set. What is he doing? He knows I'm married now. It's a chess video. Honey, my high school friend Dayton sending me a chess video. What? Do I need to fight him? I played chess when I was a kid. That shit was funny. Send me another one. But I remixed it and said, pretty lady, come here, baby. I just want to love your body, right? Thinking maybe I can go crazy, blah, blah. Dip below, I'll watch it. And I just want to show off. But we gotta leave our clothes off. You see, I can't get distracted. My bishop's attacking. You know I want to show up. And at that time, I was actually learning how the pieces moved and stuff. So it was really an adventure in my brain. Okay, back to bullet chess. All right. I got up to my third rated friend, and I was closing in on the number 2. Griffin, I might never catch Griffin. He's in the 2500s in all-time controls, I think. But I'll catch all these people quickly because between 10 and 3, there's not much difference. Hashtag bragging rights. Here we go. Oh, shoot. Okay. That's 6 seconds. 6 seconds can be valuable. Gosh, darn it. Uh-oh. I don't like not in speed chess. I don't like castling. F pawn pushed if I can avoid it, but sometimes you just can't. Okay. Okay, that was the objective. What is that, ladies and gentlemen? No, take the rook. No, you can't do that, actually. Okay. It's getting a little bit hairy here. Oh. See, incompetence. This is the top, and that's why. It's the same reason I sometimes downward spiral. They just go and go and go. They don't get any better at chess. They get no better at chess. Again, I know that's not a good move. If you look at my profile, or if, let's say if a master or above look at my profile, someone that really knows how to assess one's chess ability, you would see me figuring out ways to win that are usually not correct at every level. And of course, eventually we all have our limits. That'll run out. But online, yeah, not a good job. It's developed some bad habits that have really cost me over the board. But I found ways to win at every level online, and now I'm in the top 0.5% in every time control. I think in Rapid I was closer to the top 0.3. Roughly top 50,000th in the world. When you average it all out online, which that doesn't mean I'm near that in real chess. This is not real chess. But a lot of that time was COVID time. So I didn't have any lectures or access to professional athletes like I do at the St. Louis Chess Club, which I don't really go anymore because I'm working again. But they're some of the best in the world, players, teachers, or both. Until then, I was literally just trial and erroring online. And so the best way to describe what happens when a semi-intelligent person that wants to figure it out would do is you play and you're very self-aware and you have a few focus points per game, no more than 2. And eventually you start losing a lot. And if you're losing and it's not because you're tired or playing too much, then you're clearly outmatched and outskilled. So I have to adjust now. And then you look at your games, you find trends, and usually it's more apparent at the beginner levels. There's a certain way you lose and win most of your games. I would say it gets a little less cut and dry after every couple hundred rating points, but maybe the knights are getting annoying and you're losing a lot, or whether you're losing space or losing a pawn, the knights keep taking them. All right, the fucking knights. It's happening too much. I can't ignore it anymore. It's costing me progress. So you got to go train with the knights. You got to go Google shit about how knights work in chess and what they're supposed to do. And just as dumb as I said that, it's just hilarious. I talk like a kindergartner. If you know who Bob Ross is, he's the painter. This is not just a tree. This is not just a tree. This is a being. It's a real thing. And if you look at it that way, you'll color it like your little heart depends on it. But if you just look at it as a tree, then it will always be a tree to you. And he never actually said that, but that's how he sounds. I mean, you would think he's high. He's not. I think he used to be in the army, and he's an elite painter. I mean, he's top notch. But what sets him apart, and the reason my generation loved him, at least when I was in college, we would sit there and watch him at parties. Like there'd be cute girls walking by, and we're going, Bob Ross is on. Who turned on Bob Ross? Hey, get out of my face. But I came for you. Yeah, sit down and watch Bob Ross. And then some of the girls would be like, yeah, Bob Ross is fun. He's really good. But it's hilarious because if you just listen to him talk, you don't really notice how good he is at painting. And I'm not good at chess. but I talk like that. And as I improve, if one were to watch my streams, I get more and more correct with my moves and my thinking. So now I still talk like a kindergartner because I was trying to be overly dramatic and overly fun to stand out, since I had no connection to the chess business during the pandemic. When I started, well, I'm not going to be any good with my play, so I better stand out this way. And now I still talk like a child, sophisticated child, and overly animated like a child, but I'm playing decent. So really good commentators and top level players, if they saw some of my videos where I'm actually trying to play well, but I'm still talking stupid, they'd be like, yeah, it's a skewer, damn it. But I wish it weren't. Yeah, absolute pin versus relative pin. X-ray attack, he's correct. But why does he have to say it that way? Well, because that's what will grow your game, first of all. But it's fun for me. And while I get ready to continue past 1900, I do want to build a chess army. And I think I could get most people that are pretty smart and have, let's say, a year of experience. I get them over 1,800 online. I go back and forth on the minimum numbers I can get people to. It's definitely 1,800. Now, if you're trying to be a good over-the-board chess player one day, I would not talk to me. But there are cheat codes to win online. How do I know? Because I went through every damn tier during the pandemic era. And I know what I would have done differently at each level. Some of the things I did definitely developed bad habits, but now I know better. And some of the bad habits I developed might even have some long-term benefits once they're corrected. I look at learning a new skill kind of like in layers or a sandwich. A lot of structure. Need a lot of structure. Do it right. Get the foundation. Watch streamers. I watched a lot of Daniel Naroditsky was my first, and he will always be my true love. And Botez Live. They both came up. Me and my friend Andrew were watching Daniel. And I don't remember the first Botez video I watched, but I'm pretty sure it was probably after Daniel Naroditsky video. So it probably led into it. I don't remember. But those are the first two that just popped up. And now I've watched several. But after that first several months, maybe even a year period, you need to kind of go on your own. You can tell pretty quickly if someone has a shot to be any good at anything because they don't keep asking questions. All right, I got it. Or I don't have it, but I have to go figure it out now. I understand what you're wanting me to do. You've given me the tools. You can't make me use them. So then you go lone wolf for a while. And after that crazy period, a little bit manic, I was sitting in my granny's house after I sold mine and I was visiting home. I don't want to distract my parents. They're working tomorrow. My grandparents were in Florida, so me and my dog would just sit there, and all night I was reading books. I was just hitting the table, playing chess. I couldn't stop. It was so bad. And how does that make you any better? Just playing without reviewing? Well, the short answer is it doesn't. But you do get a lot of patterns in your head when you're learning and you're new. And as long as you take a walk or do something to take a break every now and then, even if you ruined your rating, you've seen a lot of patterns. With a good memory, they're still somewhere in there, even if you don't actively see them anymore. And after that period where you're just going crazy, just all volume, as much volume as possible, then you need to go back to some structure and kind of complete your initiation, if you will. A lot of structure, learn the rules, learn from people that know what they're talking about. Through that, you should gather some ideas on how to train. And then you got to have that lonely period where you're taking all the things you learned and you're mixing it with your own personality. I worked in tech, so I'm always, every time I listen to even just a basic chess talk. They probably think I'm spacing out at times, but I'm trying to remember something that I learned when I was a kid or young adult that was similar to the concept. I mentioned classes in tech. I already knew all those things because I had to learn them when I was younger and more adaptable. Code, debugging code, that could be moves in chess or even tactics. Whereas the overall landscape, how the systems are going to talk to each other, how the technical expert is going to make them link and shit, that's long-term strategy. But if I don't tie those to something, then I'm simply a victim of time and everything that anyone who knows chess says about an adult having limitations if he or she did not start as a kid is true. If you don't tie it to things you already know. Like Gata Kamsky is the most notable example I've heard, who came back to chess later. But the difference is he was elite before he took a break, from my understanding. And so his potential is still huge. Julia Schumer, Jules Gambit, another example. If her goal were to be good and my goal were to be as good as possible, assuming we are similar in terms of intelligence, natural talent, her ceiling will be much higher than mine. Because even if it's not, every day, having those patterns in our heads as a kid is so important. So I'm basically trying to overcome the limitations of the adult brain by pegging, by doing other weird shit, and extracting the memories and work experience I had from when I was younger. And that would be how you would build an elite player who never played as a kid. Whether I reach that level, we'll see. But I bet I do. Okay. Oh, I gotta quit giving 5 seconds though. That's not a good habit. Oh, shoot. No. This is bad. Speaking of being a lead, all right? This is gonna be a risky move to make, but we're gonna push some pawns. No check. Keep a king out of check. Gosh darn you. That was ugly. All right, let's stop giving them 5 seconds to start the game. How about that? I am Hidara. Nice to meet you. You're 100 rating points lower than me, which is not what I like to see. Okay. There's too much to this with online chess. Way too much. Just trading all your stuff. It's acceptable, barely. That was kind of helpful. Ah! Yeah, it's just as ugly. Ah, take it. Too slow. Too slow. I don't want to lose 10. Mm. No, check first. All right, so you go there. I get it. I get it. So check with the knight. So I get that pawn. Cool. Gosh darn it. All right. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, terrible. That's where you gotta be quick about it. Thanks. See, it's just mostly mistakes at this level. Mostly capitalizing on mistakes. You should probably take the pawn though. Bishop can't check and move your king. What the hell's happening? What's happening? Okay. Interesting game. Looks like it didn't show it. Eh. Oh, you got two knights there. So you need to defend your bishop again, probably. No. Gosh. Oh, you needed to see that. All right. So let's actually save our knight. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Brutal. And now you're gonna lose your rook too. No. See, these people aren't any good. I might not be either. Gosh dang it. Where's that? Where do I need to go? Oh. Too slow again. Shoot. It's so much easier to play with the lead. Nope, because I check. Hmm. Rook's got to go. Yeah. Oh no. You're trying to stall us, aren't you? Yep. It's risky, but you kind of got to recognize when they're trying to run the clock out. And also in bullet chess, and even when the game goes deeper in blitz, you can't look at the clock. You got to have a feel for it. I'm just now kind of developing a little bit of a feel for it. Okay. So your knight's got to move. So I'll set up a fork chance. And then it'll at least buy me time to push your knight the fuck away from me. Okay. I don't think you wanted to do that. I'll take the rook with check, Dayton. With check. With check. Damn it. Where's it at? Yeah, there it is. No. Just keep it simple. It's my signature bullet mark in-game approach. The king by the rook, run the pawn. Don't risk your rook being taken. Sometimes happens in time trouble. Think your rook's protected by a piece or a pawn. You realize you need to push it. Just too much can happen. Use your king. And in my opinion, I think it's acceptable to bring your queen out just a little bit earlier. Bullet chess games. Gosh darn it. Ah. Oh, it's painful. So I'll get the pawn, right? Okay, now I guess I just take your rook. And suddenly I am up. How do you like that? No, why would you want to simplify when you're losing? Ah, no, the game. Where's the game? I hope some of these have been playing. I take the pawn. You got to guess a fair amount. There's different types of guessing, but okay, so I'm gonna move the rook back. I don't think that I can. All right. What am I to now? 1876 again? Okay. I don't know why it stopped showing. I don't take it first. Okay. I was right. Instincts and not time to think about this at all. 1876 it is. Usually just play there. I know there's a few ways you could do it. See, that's a common but bad mistake. All right. So your bishop. Queen should take. No time for Helmstedt. No, you could fork. Right move, probably. Yeah, but at least my queen's not going to get hit. Can't let that pawn move now. The best move to play here, usually in speed chess, is just F push. You don't want to risk. It's too much to risk not doing that. You don't want your rooks there, bud. Bad move. Got it. I had fork. Okay, so you got to give me a rook now. Do you want better? right? Okay. I don't think you can do that. 'Cause you don't have a check. If you had a check, you could have. Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. Ah, good move. No, the sloppy right now. Uh-oh. That really lets a fire under my ass. I don't know that I would say I'm competitive by nature. I don't know. I got burnt out on sports when I was pretty young. I call myself the reverse Nemo. She got burnt out on the mental sport. I got burnt out on the pretty much everything else. Literally. But that does get me going when they play that chicken shit, just trying to ruin my day. That's what I imagine. You're a terrible person. You're out to ruin my day. When you give away your queen, it's also very disrespectful. All right. Whoops. No, the fork. 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 Saw it now. Okay. What's that shit? I don't understand. Why? I'm one move late. Again, I am. Oh my gosh. This bitch is hard. Jeez. Got in a pickle there. Bad. Don't ever be like that person. Don't ever give your queen away. That's why I say online chess can develop some very bad habits. It's nothing more than a tool to kill time or support you over the board, but it's not good. Yeah. That's interesting. Sure. Yeah. I have the fork if nothing changes. Okay. No. Gotta move it. No. No. That's important. Can't allow that to happen. Gosh darn it. Wrong decision. Wrong way to do it. I'm gonna have to do some weird stuff. It's not terrible. It's not hopeless. It'll help. Gosh darn it. Okay, that's why you don't bring the queen out too early, ideally. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They screwed that up too. I don't deserve to be in this at all. I'll get it back. That's a bad move. You gotta use your rook. Give me a rook. I'll happily take that. Be a little lazy here. Well. Should be in time, yeah. I like to take with my queen because in bullet chess, it forces you to immediately, yeah. Like you immediately have to do something. Okay, so, yeah, and your king's just all exposed. You're cut. Trying to save it all. It's fine. It's probably better, actually. Great. It's just all lovely. Couldn't be any more lovely. Gosh, now it's not so lovely. But still pretty lovely. Not pretty. Got the win. If anyone is joining or watching, rerun. Yeah. Am I good at chess? No, I wouldn't say I'm good at chess. I'm better than this, absolutely. It's a really, really fast game. Like, to find out someone's good at chess, in my opinion, you got to start. You got to see how they react in exceptions. So when the position becomes an exception, yeah. So you can go. You can check if you want. That's great. So this is an exception. We didn't castle. You're going to find out who can actually play some chess. You got to adjust. You got to be a little bit creative. You don't find out a ton. At least it's kind of like baseball in a way, actually. Me and my friend had a disagreement about this, and we usually agree on. It's one of the friends that I'm most like. So of course, if you have a lot in common with someone, you're more likely to agree with them on a lot of topics. Back rank is weak, so you have to give me that. I'll take it. He was saying in baseball, you can tell if someone's good after one game. And baseball, in my opinion, is the hardest sport to scout because you got to see such a big sample size. The exception of a big power hitter, but even then they have to time a curveball, and there's a lot of variables. So just because you can hit a ball a long way doesn't mean you'll play in the major leagues. And I think chess is that way. You got to watch someone play a lot and be consistent. anyone can find a brilliancy. Like I could find a brilliancy, especially if there's no punishment for losing, like in online chess. Yeah, I can try. I think it might work. I'm not sure. That doesn't mean you're any good. But a better indicator is when exceptions start to happen. Oh no, I didn't look right. No, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, I am correct. So the exceptions. It's the right play, but it's bad. It's bad. When the game breaks down and you're not really getting to do things properly. Good move. No check. Find out if someone's any good. If you don't have if you don't have a long time to analyze somebody in chess, I would prefer to see a game where exceptions are made. Interesting question. I've not asked any good players. I'm not friends with any, but I've picked a few's brains, and usually I tell them what I'm doing, so they're not weirded out by me. I ask pretty specific questions. Do exceptions happen more frequently the higher you get? So, to put that another way, would grandmasters break the rules of chess more consistently than amateurs would? My guess would be no. My guess would be that grandmasters do not break the rules of chess more frequently. My guess is that they just do it better and they choose moments where it's more appropriate. I messed that up. Huh? That threw me off. No, you got to take the. That's where I needed to take on d4. I was just surprised. I was way too surprised. Boom. That's why you do your puzzles, bitch. I need to get some rest. It's 5 a.m. That's what I was saying. Yeah. This is not a skill or knowledge issue. This is, I have 60 seconds to play a full chess battle. Yeah, the only move. I'm surprised there's more moves that are even close. Queen g5, my ass. What are you talking about? Huh? Yeah, obviously that's appropriate. Well, Yeah, because then I take the queen. What am I gonna do with queen g5? What the hell is that shit? f4? So you have to play f4? Okay. So then, yeah, so you no longer... Yeah, so that would stop the rook check. So bishop takes is slightly better. Rook a to d8. Bishop a4. Why? Why is it not queen takes on d4 and then like evaluate it 2 or 3 worse for the alternative moves? What's my depth at? It's a depth issue. I bet. Surely that's more than a little over 1 worse to not go queen takes on d4. Okay. I'm going to sign out. I think I mentioned last night after work. I started it. Was that last night? I go all around the world in chess and back in one evening online. It'd be scary to think what I'd look like if over the board events didn't start at a certain time. I can go again. He looks so calm. Is he quiet? A lot of chess people are quiet. It's cool. Yeah, chess is one of the few endeavors where you can sit there, you can pull your hair, you can go. And not get sent to a psychiatrist. What drugs is he on? I need an antidepressant. But only when I lose my chess games. I'm not bipolar. Unless I lose. But I just destroyed my rating. I had a good stream, had a good intro, good music, a lot of fun. At least 2 of those songs I pulled up were playing at the casino last night, which is how they came back in my brain. How does he think of these? I forgot that song existed, but yeah, I kind of liked that when I was a kid. If you're my age, you'll get a lot of that on my streams. I'm getting it under control, and I'm trying to focus on over the board, which means rest. I deal cards Friday and Saturday, so I can't play a lot of online. I got to sleep so I can be up early, somewhat presentable, at least not stink from the casino. I can't smell like smoke around kids. I didn't think about that. If any parents hear what I say online, there's red flag number 1. And now he smells like smoke. I don't smoke. I rarely drink. If I do work at a casino, I'll be showered. I've never said a cuss word. And I'm only on the internet because that's where the world is going. And I had no referral from corporate tech. I'll be back on soon.